Hey guys, it's Carrie. I am doing a very important video today. I thought about doing this on my vlog channel, but no, I have a bigger audience here, and this is something that needs to be talked about. So, May has a lot of significance in terms of like Awareness Month. I've seen a few channels talk about mental health awareness, which is great. And May is also Arthritis Awareness Month. And I have rheumatoid arthritis. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what rheumatoid arthritis is and how it's affected me in my life, and get more information about this condition out there. Because there really isn't. I mean, doctors are researching it, of course, and there's always new information coming out. You've probably seen a few ads on TV for medication and stuff like that. But in terms of actual experiences of the people dealing with this condition, there needs to be more. So I'm taking it upon myself to do that and create this video and just kind of, talk a little bit about living with this condition. So what is rheumatoid arthritis? Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune condition where the white blood cells in your body, which are supposed to protect you from disease, start attacking your body. In this case, it connects the connective tissue in your joints. And it's usually in the smaller joints like your fingers or your toes. And I definitely have that. But it can also affect your ankles and your knees. And I have it really bad in my knees. I'm getting it, it's spreading, and I'm getting it in my wrist. And this attacking the connective tissue can cause pain and swelling and joint deterioration. I had a doctor tell me that I have the knees of a 65-year-old, and I'm great. I'm almost 34. It's just what I want to hear. It affects a very small portion of the population, but I think that's because it often is confused for other diseases like maybe osteoarthritis. And the general age group, from what I've researched, is 30 to 60 when it usually strikes. You can be older, you can be younger. I was 25 when I was diagnosed. And I know a young lady who was like 10 when she was diagnosed, because there is a juvenile form. I'm on various Facebook groups, and a lot of people have young children with this condition, and that's really hard to see them deal with it. Women are twice as likely of developing it, and it is also believed to be genetic. I was talking with one of my doctors because I know my grandparents had osteoarthritis. Then I started thinking that maybe my one grandmother had psoriatic arthritis, which is kind of like RA with psoriasis, because she had arthritis really bad and she also had psoriasis. So wondering if maybe that was it and just nobody made the connection. And my doctor said, yeah, that's an entire possibility, but we won't know that now because she passed away 11 years ago. So pain can flare up at any time. Anything can trigger it. And it can, a flare up can last a few hours to weeks. I've noticed in my life that cold temperatures, I hate wintertime because I can't hardly move. Foods with extreme amounts of salt. So I'm in a lot of pain when I have pepperoni pizza or Chinese food. Um, when it's stamp out or just being a little extra active and I move wrong and like I tweak my knee or something. There is medication, just regular painkillers, or there's biologics, which are like Enbrel and Humira, which I'm sure you've seen commercials of because it's on TV all the time. And those suppress your immune system, so it's not as actively attacking your body, which can lead to its own problems because then you are at increased risk of getting sick. So I definitely keep up on my flu shot every year. Some people go on steroids for pain. I currently am on prednisone. I was taken off of Enbrel because they're still researching the effects of that on pregnant women, and I am trying to have a baby. So my doctor didn't want me on it in case I got pregnant. So I'm on prednisone, which helps the pain, but leads to its own set of problems because it can boost your blood sugar and cause you to gain weight. Hence why I cut the pop and I've started walking. So I don't, gain 50 pounds. But yeah. So that's the general medical overview with a little bit of my experience. Rheumatoid arthritis, like psoriatic arthritis, fibromyalgia, other maybe chronic migraines, is known as an invisible illness. The person looks fine on the outside, but on the inside, there's a lot of havoc being wreaked, and it's not good, for lack of a better word at this time in the morning. And it goes just beyond joint deterioration. People with chronic illness have depression because they don't want to feel like a burden to their families, and they try so hard to put on the mask of I'm fine. They show a little bit of weakness and they get the accusatory stare of, oh, you're faking it because you want the attention or you don't want to work. And you can be fine one day and super active and happy, and then next day you can't get out of bed. And people just don't understand that that is a problem and that is a cycle and that is a part of your life when you have a chronic illness like this. And I've received plenty of stares when and those, under the breath, just within earshot comments, when I was working and I would be fine one day and I'd be okay, and then something would happen, the weather would change, and I would be in a lot of pain, and I would be struggling to get through the day, and I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get, fired or anything. And my one manager was awesome, and she would force me to go home. Like I would, I can push through it. And she's like, no, you look like you are about to fall over. Go. You're not really supposed to do that, but, and, when people would know she's just being lazy, she just don't want to work today, she had my back. And that's one thing I loved about her. Because you definitely need people in your corner to not really understand, because unless they are able to physically walk in your shoes. But this manager also has a daughter who has a chronic pain issue, so she gets it in a way. So unless you are living through it yourself or you know somebody who is, you're not going to understand. And it's really sad, and that's why I'm making videos like this, to help people in a way, not judge. Because you hear arthritis and you think, your 87-year-old grandma with, your fingers look like this and she has to walk with a cane. That's osteoarthritis. That is general with age joint deterioration. Rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, totally different form. That is your body doing it itself. And like I said, anybody can be affected, especially women, any age, and it sucks. We're not trying to fake it. We're not trying to get attention. We're not lazy. We're just really good actors. I talked last night with a few people on a Facebook group that I'm on, and I asked them why they put on the face, the I'm fine, the don't worry about it, try and push through the pain. And some say that they don't want the pity party. Got a variety of answers. Some said it was vanity or pride. Some said they don't want to be a burden on their families or their coworkers. Some said no one gets it, so why even try to show any little bit of weakness? Because you're going to get those accusatory stares and those comments, and it's not worth it. And my favorite response, I think, was this. She said, strength, because curling into a ball all the time doesn't get anything done. And she's right. One of the things someone said to me about my desire to have a family is, what if the baby's crying in the next room and you can't get out of bed? What are you going to do? You can't call your mother-in-law, you can't call your mom all the time to help. What are you going to do? And I says, what do I always do? I'm going to get out of bed, even if I have to resort to a cane or a walker, and I'm going to do what I have to do. I've done it before. And you just, when you have something, you have to go to work. Getting disability is really hard. And with an illness like this, where one day you're fine and one day you're in pain, I've talked to a lot of people on those Facebook groups that have struggled because of the variations of this. Like, unless you are in bed all of the time, you're not considered disabled. I know a lot of people, again, on these Facebook groups, who have said they don't want to get a handicap placard because they might go to the grocery store and they might start out fine, and they'll get out of the car and, they'll get that stare of, why do you have the handicap placard? You just must be lazy. When by the end of their shopping trip, they are hunched over the cart and can't hardly move and can't lift their groceries into the back seat of the car. That's why they could use the placard, but instead they are trudging through the parking lot to the farthest end so they don't get that look. So the main point of this movie, wow. Oh, one more point. And as I said before, it goes beyond just the joint damage. I mentioned depression. other parts of your body can be affected. Fertility is a challenge, as I've experienced myself in the past 8 months. I have to see a high-risk OBGYN, and it's a nagging concern in the back of my mind, like, what if I pass this on to my children, because it could be genetic. It has seemed to skip generations in my family. I don't really know, like, my mom has arthritis, but I think it's a different form. And, but my grandparents had it, and then it kind of skipped me. It missed my sister. So it doesn't happen to everybody, but it's still a chance there. But I've talked to Joe about it, and we know that there's treatment out there because I've gone through stuff. And if it happens, then we deal with it. If our children are perfectly healthy, awesome. We just have to make them aware that this is an issue. And when they have kids, they might have to deal with it for their kids. So the whole point of this video is to raise awareness and hopefully to help people not be so judgmental. When you see someone struggling, they're not doing it to be fake. They're not doing it for attention. They're not doing it because they're lazy. There could be something wrong, and they are fighting so hard to appear normal. And I pray to God that one day there will be better medication that doesn't have the severe adverse side effects for these conditions. And maybe one day we'll have a cure. I don't know. So that's my video. I'm going to stop before I start to get emotional. And I hope this opened the eyes of a few people. And I have been fortunate. I'm still able to be pretty active. But I know that that's not going to last. So we'll just see what happens down the road. And yeah, I have a blog that kind of chronicles my experience. I haven't updated it as much as I would like to recently, but I'm going to get back to that. I will put the link in the description below. That will be the only link that I have, and I'll try and have some more links to websites and videos that talk about, you could probably look it up on WebMD and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's the whole point of this video, is just to share my experience, share what this is, and help people not be so judgmental about this condition and other invisible illnesses. So I'll probably do more, not just in May, about this, and continue to try and raise awareness. So yeah, have a good day, everybody. Bye.